Nice, huge green day in here for the overall markets. Everything kept on popping. Oil kept on pulling back just because of what happened overnight last night. And then what's interesting is that we stayed there, right? So oil kind of started to not really make a recovery, but a little couple dollar pop here and there for our USO ETF. But more or less, we kind of stayed put, right, for the most of the day. And actually in Meta, we did the same thing, although we did have that extra little push with that midday news that came in here. And that's what pushed this thing really over the edge. For Meta specifically, we're trading at 612 right now. We're up 6% on the day. We were trading as high as almost 630 in here earlier. Obviously a little pullback in here on the week, but overall, just we'll take a nice big green day in here. We are above major moving 9-day EMA in here. You can see that basically our momentum indicators have reverted back to the mean in here and volatility has gone away. So going forward, what does that mean, right? That's kind of the most important thing. Well, so if we are now back in the middle of these Bollinger Bands, our RSI is back in here to neutral. We were just oversold 3 weeks ago, and you can see super outside of these overall Bollinger Bands here just 3 weeks ago as well. Now we're back in here. We're above that 9-day EMA at 607. Going forward, we're pointing towards the 638 level. That held a lot of big supports for us here back in February as well as December of last year. So that's going to be a area that we are going to have to breach on some decent volume and to get a nice hold so we can start working our way up to this 50-day SMA or this 690 level up here, this upper trend line of this overall structure. Now to the downside in here, what are we looking at? Well, first up, we have this, we have it as 596. You can kind of space that out to about a $4 wide channel to 600 psych level. That's going to be the major key in there over, even though we always kind of overshoot those levels. So 596 is what we're looking at to about 600. Anything outside of there, you are going to be looking at 564. And then you're going to have to worry about this lower trend line of this structure coming off the lows from 3 weeks ago, which are right around that 519 area. Now, as far as our RSI, we did mention that we are neutral, so nothing to worry about on that front. We want more volume in here. We're going to be basically, it looks like kind of maybe a little bit above average by the end of the week, or we're going to be basically where we have been here in the past few weeks. So we're going to see how that continues to affect everything. But anything to the upside in here, we are going to be focusing mainly on that 638 level. And we do need to breach that on some good volume so we can get back in here and get to the top of this overall structure. But more or less, moral of the story is a little reversion back to the mean in here from this overextension of the Bollinger Bands and our RSI being oversold. Now we're back up in here. So what are we going to do with it? That's the overall question. So we're going to continue to be news-based in here for just a little while, but we're going to see how things start to shake out here in the next two trading sessions as we continue to close this candle out. So let's see what happens tomorrow here in Meta. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.